started on a Sunday. When I was 7 years old. We went to Mass at 8 a.m. in the morning, and my dad wanted it early because he wanted to go to golf. He was not a very good Catholic. But I was a really good Catholic. I'm not anymore. But I was there, and then in Channel 6 in Guadalajara, they showed monster movies and Universal movies all day on TV. And I saw Boris Karloff that Sunday, and that was my Messiah. I decided, okay, this is what Grandma talks about when she talks about Jesus. This guy has it for me. You know, and I understood the resurrection of the flesh, the Immaculate Conception, the stigmata, all of that. And above anything else, I felt this is how I feel at age 7. This is how I feel the world is so full of lies and such a lack of explanation from anyone. And I tried to start to make sense of it. And then at age 11, I bicycled my way to a supermarket, an expat supermarket, and I bought a pocket edition of the novel. And I read it. And I said, well, that's not the movie I saw at all. It has more urgent questions. It has things that speak to me. Later I would find out it was done by a teenager. It was sponsored by a teenager that had eloped with her lover, married lover at age 16, who had been chased across the English Channel, who was basically part of a movement, the romantic movement, that in spite of what we understand by the word now, was a badass movement. They were pumped. They were saying, this is not the world how we understand it. And one of the things they said was the enemy, the antagonist is life. You know, and they were so full of existentialism and dread and beauty all at the same time. And I decided, as I read her biography also, over and over the decades, wrote several introductions to editions of Frankenstein, I decided this is a good way to create an opera in which I talk about my dad and I. And then as the years passed, and I avoided doing the same mistakes I thought my dad had made, I made them all in order. And one day I saw my dad in the most unexpected place, which is the mirror. At 40-something, I said, oh, there he is. And I realized that I had become my dad. I had become a dad. And now it was time for me to apologize to my kids. And in order to tell that story, I needed an extraordinary actor to play the father, an extraordinary actor to play the son, to play creature, to play creator, to play beauty and play beast. And I decided to make this a movie of my life. I tried to make it for the last 3 decades, many times. I always held out to do it the right way. I said, this is the last of the Mohicans. Let's do it the right way, the way they used to make movies. So everything you're about to see, most everything you're about to see, beyond the Call of Duty, is handmade by humans for humans. And it's all I'll be back with a couple of those characters to talk to you fellas in a couple of hours.